So I thought it would be interesting and helpful to talk about how I budgeted to move out and like how much I saved and what I thought I needed to save and how I plan to move out comfortably. I definitely, when I graduated in June of 2021, so I lived at home with my parents for almost 7 months. No, it was like 6.5 months I lived with my parents. And at the beginning of the move, I was like, obviously just moved home with my parents after not living with them for 4 years. So I was like, I want to move out as soon as possible. Let me find an apartment real quick. Let me find a job real quick. And then as you know, it took a bit more time to find a job. And as I started realizing how much money I would need to move out, I, started making peace with the fact that I should probably live at home for a little bit just to save up enough, because I didn't want to move out and not be able to afford anything. I wanted to move out and, live comfortably and be able to actually like buy things for the apartment and not just be like getting by every month. So I made peace with that, and then I started actually really enjoying living at home, and I loved being with my parents, and I loved how close we were getting. And then once I started getting comfortable, I listened to Margot Lee's podcast of like her interview with her parents when she moved out for the first time, like not in college, your first real move out. And she was like, once you start getting comfortable, that's when like it's time to leave. I think one thing that Grady said too, which stuck with me, is that there's never gonna be a right time to move out. Like you could always have a little bit more money, you could always look for a little bit cheaper apartment, but when something kind of like falls in your lap like this apartment did, even though it was a little more expensive than I wanted to pay, I'm gonna make it work. And I love the location, I'm so happy with it, I love the apartment. And so sometimes you just have to do it and not keep planning and prepping and doing all you can. Because I looked at this move out budget and I was looking at like my finances probably like 4 or 5 times a week, like every week, just making sure I was on track. But yeah, I kind of want to just walk you through what I did. What I did was I sat down with myself and I planned out what is the rent that I can afford. So once I got my full-time offer, it made it a lot easier. I waited for like a month to see, the paychecks come in and see what each paycheck was gonna be. And then that's when I could made the decision to map out what I could afford. I took my salary, put it into this calculator on Zillow, and then it tells you what you can afford. So, but if you don't want to use the calculator, it's 33% of your net income is the rent that most landlords will accept. So your net income, so not minus taxes, has to be 3 times greater than the rent amount. I calculated that, and then I decided, do I want to spend all of that? Do I want to look for an apartment that's less than that? I knew that when you moved out, you usually, at least in my college apartments, you had to pay first month's rent, last month's rent, and a security deposit, which I made all the same amount. So obviously first and last rent were going to be the same. And then most places I've lived in college, they made you, the security deposit was equal to the rent. And so I just budgeted that I need to have at least those to move out. And then obviously I can pay for the rent with income that I get in the future every month. It's always good to have extra money and to budget more than you think you should. So my rule of thumb for this was always budget more. So if there's like a range in utilities that you think you're gonna have to pay, always budget for the higher end just in case. So I mapped out first rent, last rent, security deposit. That's one chunk of money that I wanted to have. And then me personally, this isn't necessary, but I wanted to have a fully funded emergency fund before I moved out. The general rule of thumb that I learned is that it should be your monthly expenses times 3. So you could technically live for 3 months without a job if something were to happen. Keep in mind, I don't know if this is normal, I had no savings moving into this summer, and that is mostly due to my drinking habits. Like all throughout college, I just wasn't a good saver really. Like I kind of was, but I wasn't good at investing or like keeping my money. I would splurge on like things I didn't need when I was drunk. I would spend a lot of money while drunk. And so once I got sober was when I actually started building my savings. So I was already like well on my way for this budget. Just with how much money I'd saved by getting sober. The last thing that I budgeted for was furniture and stuff. So like this bread pan and everything that you don't realize you need for an apartment, but you do. I budgeted $4,000 for that. To some people that might be a lot, to some people that might be a little. I've found that it is it's like in the middle for me. Like I've been able to stick to that budget, but I'm definitely, like I've bought stuff, and now with the stuff that I have still to buy, I'm gonna have to look for cheaper things. But overall, like $4,000 to furnish my own apartment, like completely by myself. And I literally, keep in mind, started with nothing. Like, and one thing that's really helped me is keeping track, being very organized with how much I've spent. I'm not just like spending it, hoping I'm under 4,000. I've been like writing down every single expense and adding it up as I go. I've been using the Empower app to do that. And it's really helped me keep track, okay, how much left do I have to spend? Can I afford this thing? Should I buy something that's cheaper? And definitely when you move out, like keeping track of everything you've bought so far really has been helpful for me. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I know a lot of people post like moving vlogs, but people sometimes don't share how they moved out for the first time. So I thought that would be interesting, and I hope it was. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you want a more detailed video about like my Notion or my budgeting, because I'm happy to do that. I've really gotten in tune with my finances ever since I quit drinking, especially. Obviously, I want to inspire you to quit drinking or drink less or recover from your eating disorder and do whatever you want. That's kind of what this channel is for. But it's also for, you know, once you get sober, how can you improve your life after that? And once you get recovered from your eating disorder, once you start feeling more positive about your body image, how can you recover past that? How can you know, change your life and continue doing meaningful things? And finances is one of the ways that I feel like my life has improved since quitting drinking. I already started taking this out of the box, but I'm going to attempt to build a shoe rack. I really don't want to. I just want to lay on the couch because I'm exhausted from work, but I'm a very all or nothing person, so I've just had like things laying around and I haven't put anything away because I don't have any furniture, and I'm like, if I don't have furniture, what's the point of putting things away? And I want to just have everything and then organize, but I think I'm also getting overwhelmed with like all the things that I have to buy and all the stuff that I have to like figure out. So I decided, even though I'm tired, instead of just laying on the couch, I'm just gonna do one small thing each day, like during the work week, and then the weekends is when I'm gonna go in and like start setting everything up, especially this weekend.
Between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. Are you calling about this?
No.
Okay. Let me check to see if you have any equipment to activate on your account.
I need to show you all the shoe rack that I made before it gets too dark. But I think it looks pretty good. It's pretty sturdy, and you can buy more of these exact same shoe racks on Amazon and then stack them, so you can just have a continuing shoe rack. And then I think you can even like go sideways, like stack them sideways to make it longer. But if I ever need more space for other shoes, I will get another one. I'm gonna break them before I even put them up. Look, they're all like speckled. These look like pasta bowls because they're a bit deeper than a plate. Should I put them all through the dishwasher, love? Okay. Okay, moment of truth. If they're all intact. If one of them's not intact, I feel like you have to send the entire thing back. Good. Good and good. Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna run them through the dishwasher, but first I wanna see how they look up here because that's where I'm planning on putting them. First we have the pasta bowls. No. They're too big. Does that look weird if they're hanging off the side a little? Maybe I should put the bowls on the top. Okay, it's less noticeable that they hang off the side when they're on the bottom. I don't know what to put at the top because I feel like I won't reach. Maybe vases. I think it looks good. Let's see it from over here. Nice. I wish those plates were just a little smaller, but that's okay. Amazon box number 1. A used mattress I could do. A used comforter I could not. I read great reviews about that. Protein. I have not been eating protein powder in a long time and I feel like it's, I don't know, I can tell when I don't get enough protein. These are liners for the cupboards to protect both the cupboard and the plates and like utensils so that nothing breaks, scratches. Because we want our deposit back. What I'm most excited for. I have one of the like small glass ones, but I don't have a big one. And I see these all over the wellness Instagram pages and I just feel like it's gonna feel so nice. So I'm gonna pop that in the freezer. And that's the haul. I'm a sweaty mess. I just worked out, but did the dishes for the first time in the dishwasher. And I'm gonna put those away, and then I have the stuff that goes on the cabinets. I already put them in here, just like, you know, you can lay your tools down. We need a better place for our knives. That seems dangerous, but just like all the utensils are just laying here on top of it. And so I'm gonna put this, I also did it for the pots and the bowls and stuff down here, but now I don't have that much left. I think I need to buy another one, but since I washed all of our new cups, these are the cups we got that I showed you. I like the little indents. They're from Target. It was cheap for like 10 of them. I think I'm gonna put those in this cupboard. So I'm going to line the cupboard with this right now and then put those away and then shower and begin my workday. I've showed these in a vlog before, I think, but I haven't used them since college because they were just in my parents' cabinet and then I kept forgetting about them, but they're like these cute little cups. I had 4. One of them broke in my suitcase on the way here, but they're so cute. They're from the brand Kanzo. It's a black-owned brand, which is one of the reasons why I bought them from there and not like Crate and Barrel. But yeah, if you're looking for cups like that. So they're very delicate, so I'm gently taking them out before I put in this stuff.